Welcome to EIP Editing Office Hour Meeting 47. This is issue number 366 on ETH cat herders /EIP GitHub repository. On agenda, we have a few last calls, one review, and a bunch of draft proposals for ERCs. I wonder, Sam, if you would like to maybe share screen. We are joined by a couple of authors. And the first ERC that we would want to review here is ERC 723.
723, all right. Okay, so access control registry.
Yes, we are joined
Perfect.
by two of the co-authors, yeah.
Great. Do you guys have any specific questions about this?
So Sam, so we just wanted to know about your feedback or something, like how would be the process for further stages?
Sure, yeah. So the process is basically you open this PR. I'll take a look at this today. And then assuming everything's good, it'll get merged as a draft. And then whenever you're ready, you can open a PR to move it to review. Same kind of process. Somebody will review the PR. And then during review, you're supposed to go out and find other people in that might be using this proposal. And they will give you feedback. And then whenever you've collected enough feedback and you feel like you're ready, you can open a PR to move it to last call and then to final. But for today, we'll just give this a look. Okay, so the access control registry contracts. Okay, what's... Oh, it hasn't actually run that. Weird. Yeah. Okay, the access control registry contracts and there's access control management by line registration under. Okay. Yeah, so. Okay. Draft ERC, that all looks good. Okay, so the access control registry standard defines universal interface for managing role-based access control across multiple smart contracts. The standard introduces a centralized registry contract that allows for the contract management of roles across. Okay. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. So. Take this. So you're probably going to want to be a little bit more specific about the events. Okay. Okay. So let's take a look at your interface here. Good. Contains. Okay. So where's that used? Okay. So I don't think this is used specifically in your interface. Yeah, it's not. Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah. So. Okay. The contract is registered. Yep. Okay. It's unregistered. Enroll is granted to account for contract. Yep. So it's called grant roll.
So, Sam, it is more like a
Yep.
tuple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so I just make that more clear that it's like if you want to grant the same role on two different contracts, you have to have two different. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get the information for registered contract. Okay. Okay, fans, yeah. Okay, when you register, how does that work? Okay, register contracts. Give an admin. Okay.
So some like just over this question,
Yep.
or just to give a more clarity. So if you see inside the grant role function, we are calling an internal function grant role. So that particular function does have a kind of a modifier which checks whether whoever is granting that particular role does have that access rights for updating or granting the roles or not.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So the contraction aims to provide a standardized way to manage the ecosystem. There's a feature for cats, functional source, new contract along with crucial. Yeah. Okay. Okay, an essential owner. Okay. 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 Valid address modifier. Yeah. So just same stuff here. Just anything that's describing your reference implementation, put it in the reference implementation section. Meeting events reach significant action. Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. So just a few minor quibbles here, nothing too serious. Yeah, pretty good.
Okay, Sam.
All right. So the next one we are joined by author for 718, I guess. Is it? Yes.
All right. An extended interface to enable fungible tokens expirations. Okay. ERC20 extension for creating fungible tokens. Yep. Okay. That's neat. For ERC20 tokens, which facilitates the implementation of an expiration method through this extension. Tokens have predetermined to which they will be transferred to use for scenarios such as limited time bonds. Yep, that makes sense. Ensuring, yep. Cool. That's fine. And 20. Oh yeah, I guess you don't even have that, so no. Cancel. Let's go here and edit you. And ERC20, I want to replace you with 20. Okay. Legislation for ERC20, which facilitates the implementation. Okay, that's good. The facilitates the development of. Okay. That's all good. Okay, implements of this required in interface. Yeah, okay. All right, expirable ERC20. Da, da, da. Retrieve the bounces. Okay, that looks good. Oh, we have stuff in here. The identifier may represent an epoch, ground period, or token identifier. Okay, do you describe that somewhere here? Okay, I think we can probably discuss this a little bit more. So, all right. Should align with how the contract maintains the epoch and implement the contract. Okay. Okay. Choose the current epoch of the contract. Okay. Choose the duration a token remains valid. Okay. Check whether the specific identifier is expired. The identifier. Okay. May represent. Okay. Wait, this is the ERC20, yeah. So. Okay, transfer specific identifier and value to recipient. Okay. The amount of trip. Okay. So, yeah, definitely going to need to explain what an identifier is somewhere because, like, I'm not sure if, like, a token identifier is usually like an ERC 721 kind of concept for NFTs, but this clearly isn't an NFT, so that might be a little confusing for people. And then, like, epoch, round, or period, I don't know what the difference is between any of those or why you'd want to specify an identifier. You don't need to explain it to me now, but put it in the document. Truth. Okay. It is. Yeah. Good. So balance up, man. Let's return the total balance. Tokens out by the account that's still valid. Okay. Okay. Transfer fund must exclusively transfer tokens or remain non-expired at the time of the transaction. Attempting to transfer expired tokens must revert the transaction or return false. Okay. Total supply should be set to 0 or yeah. Okay. The base. Okay. Good. And the rationale for the rationale for developing expirable ERC20 token extensions is based on several key requirements that ensure its practical applications. Okay, that's fine. Flexible is okay. Sure. It's fully ERC20 compatible. Be found here. Good. Except that should be P. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Good. Yeah, very nice README. Thanks for including that. It's super nice. That looks good. Okay. Yeah, MIT is fine. Sure, your reference implementation works well. Spiralable bulk. Okay. Okay, so you're including somebody else's library, but that's fine as long as it's MIT. Yep, that's good. Package.json is probably fine. Oh, some tests, good. Okay. Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay. So yeah, I think that's really good for a draft. Just a few small changes, and we should be able to get that merged. Yeah. Cool. Where are we off to next?
So next we have couple of last call proposals, and first one we can start with 698. We are joined by Francisco, the author for the
All
proposal.
right.
Hello, do you want me to say something for why we are there, or
Just do you have any specific questions, or just looking for a review?
consider that the standard is already used by a couple of projects, and I don't know if you remember when I presented this one, but there was a discussion about 6551 that is focused on accounts. And so the problem is that despite all the discussion that I had with Jade and all the other people in the team, they refused to make a generic version where you can associate, you can deploy any contract associated owned by a token. And so the only way to do that was to create a different ERC. But still, my opinion, the best way to go would be to modify 6551 to be generic. But I think the problem in that ERC is that they put in a single ERC what should have been two ERC, one for the registry, one for the account. And I don't think that they are going to change that. So this is why, since it's already used as 7656 by a couple of projects in production, I think it is time to move to last call. And also because it's very, very stable, and the contract itself is very simple. So I don't see how to, maybe there is some slight implementation in the code that can reduce a few bytes, but the code is super optimized and uses very, very little code to deploy the proxy. So
Perfect. Yeah.
So if you have any question, ask me. And
Will do. Thank you. Okay. So you're in review. So unfortunately,
6501 is not a dependency.
it's listed
There
here
is
as
no
one.
dependency. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's just a reference.
Yeah,
With,
references too. So like so if you can imagine like a final EIP, and if you linked to a draft, let's say, the draft could get completely rewritten to mean something different, changing the meaning of the final proposal. So we don't allow links from final proposals to anything that is non-final.
I
So
see.
you might want to, well, either wait for them, and I don't think you want to do that, or remove the links to 6551.
Yeah, but that's it removes entire the motivation of why this this has been done. It's
yeah,
it's a little bit against what it's the entire point of the Anyway, I understand. Yeah, it makes total sense, because if this is finalized, there is a link to something that in theory can be withdrawn. It's not going to
Exactly.
happen, but in theory
Yeah.
they can withdraw it and becomes disappears, so there is no more 6551. What happens in that case? So I
Or
understand.
even worse, they could change it to something like malicious that would mess up your standard, right?
Yes, or maybe
Yeah.
they can decide to implement what I asked them to implement. It makes this
I mean,
useless.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I totally understand. So I will remove the PR. So I will close the PR. So it's actually, if you want, you can close it directly with this motivation. I'm totally fine with
I
that.
wouldn't close it. I would just say, like, instead of mentioning 6551 by number, just be like, there's an alternate proposal that combines stuff. Like, just vaguely allude to it. You don't link to it, and you'll be good to
Okay.
go.
Okay. That is much less specific, but it
I
makes
know.
sense. Yeah, I understand. Okay. Thank you very much for the
Oh, no,
suggestion.
no worries.
By the way, I will try to make another attempt to convince them why it makes sense to generalize a proposal,
Yeah.
because in the end, the standard should allow people to develop in a safe way. Why put a limitation and limit only to one type of contract that you can associate to the NFT? To me, it does not make any sense. But anyway, it's not the place where to discuss this. So thank you very much for.
Oh, no worries. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so must be the get. Looks good. Support the minimal proxy, constant data bytecode. Yep. Flexibility contract association. Okay. Good. And then we have a reference implementation. Link service. Cool. Yeah. So except for just these comments, you're all good to go. So assuming that they don't reply, yeah, we'll get this merged.
Okay, thank you very much.
So yeah, we have the next proposal for last call.
All right.
By the way, Sam, there is a question for you in the chat. I
Oh.
believe someone is interested in asking a question which is outside the EIP editing, but I know you also take care of that.
Yeah, you can definitely ask. I don't mind at all. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Physical asset redemption provides the holder of a physical asset. Right, I remember this one. What's today's date? Yeah, so we'll have to change that, but so third, it's the 10th. Okay, so 21. So capturing backstory T, so primarily aimed at providing transparency with disclosing details. Don't make sure we're accountable to embed accurate information. good. As follows. Okay, the token is short to keep parsing right. Okay. If you redemption underlying physical asset, enforcing legal rights, verify the owner. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. So then we have a contract interface, struct properties, just something return properties. It does, okay, good. And amount. Get properties of, good. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. There's the thing there, security consideration. Okay. Cool. So that one's done. For one of the sessions mentioned at DEF CON, it's mentioned that eels in the east will form a new body could steel. Please, I'd love to know if there's more details on this. Externally, there's nothing really interesting going on. It's just like an internal organizational thing at the EF. We already work pretty closely together, and we're going to continue to do so in the future.
Thank you, Sam. So I believe the next PR that we have got here is 734
734.
ERC.
Okay. This will be my last one today, just because I have another call scheduled 5 minutes ago.
Sure, no worries.
Actually, can I fix this? I can fix this. It's been a while since I've written my own, so EIP, title, description, author. Who is the author of this one? Lex Clinic.
I'm on the call as Kyle.
Oh, perfect. Hey. Yeah, so I just have to fix up your heading here. So you lead discussions too. Okay. Then status we draft. And then see. Oh, oops. Then category. I have interface here. It is a smart contract interface. And so that'll actually be an ERC.
I don't think this proposal may have received the EIP number, so we might want to
No,
allocate
it hasn't
one as
yet.
well.
Yeah, I can do that. So created, this will be 24/11/07. We don't know about requires yet. And yeah, perfect. So we can get rid of that. And there. Give me 1 second, I'll get you a number. This one here. Seven 7827. Okay, so that should take care of that. So the bot should actually be able to read this now and give you more suggestions. You'll need to open a link. Open a thread on Ethereum Magicians. That's this website here, ethereum-magicians.org. You'll need to create a discussion thread and then put the link here. All right, so abstract. The CIP
Gotcha.
contract interface those managers version control history feature value. The interface. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So contract interface, JSON data. Yeah, that's good. Okay, contract includes the following methods. Okay, what's string? Returns JSON, returns state. Okay, yep. And JSON key whose version history is requested. Okay. Version of the specified key. Okay, so this is more of a technical comment, and because it's technical, it should go on your discussion thread, but because you don't have a discussion thread, I'm just going to tell you. You might not want to return all of the versions. You might want to like provide an index in your inputs. So like you get the 0th would be the first historical, the most recent, then the first would be like the second most recent. Because if you return them all, it'll take a ton of gas. So it might be more useful to be able to pick a specific version to return. But that's up to you. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Generate JSON key strings.
Well, they return as strings, so I don't think they use gas. But yeah, the version that I have deployed, it just gives you an index, so it is actually that other thing. But
okay,
I thought if it's returned as a string that's then an array, it would be a gasless, like public good read only. But yeah, I'll actually write the code to figure that out. Thank you.
Oh yeah. So it would be gasless if you're reading it off chain, but if another contract were to call it, it would have to copy the return data. So there would be some gas usage there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Reverse API. Okay. Yep, that's good. Yeah, so 1 second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So okay. So okay. Yeah, then the bot's going to complain about a few other things. If you take a look at the EIP template, it'll show you what other headings you need to add. But otherwise, this looks pretty good. Yeah, and I guess with that, I have to dip. So thanks everybody for coming out, and we'll see you in the next call. Bye.
Thank you so much, Sam. Have a great one.